It's about 32 degrees outside. It's been snowing for a couple hours, but it just got to freezing. So it's actually probably going to really start sticking to the ground now that it's 32 degrees. And I can kind of already see it's really starting to stick pretty good. This is from that storm system that formed about a day or two ago, I think. Then you had that secondary low form in Texas. Brought up some more moisture, met up with the cold air, and, well, this is what you get. I mean, this is more snow than I've seen fall in the month of December in several years. I mean, it's been a while since we've had Huh? I will. Yeah, this is more snow than I've seen really in the last several years in the month of December. We've had a few good. Well, it's not really been good snows. They've only just been about an inch, but we've had a lot of snow chances really this month. I mean, it's the first flakes came a little later than usual this year, but we were like right on cue when it came to the first covering of snow, and now here we are in about a week or two before Christmas, and we're over here heavy snow again. So, I mean, up there on the hills up there, I'm sure there's probably way more snow than there is down here. Probably about an inch up there, I'd say, because of higher elevation. But, I mean, you can look here. I mean, this is heavy snow for sure. I mean, really, it's been a while since we've seen snow in the front portion of winter, you know? I mean, we're not even really technically in winter yet, you know? We're seeing these little snowfalls, you know? I mean, it's kind of interesting. You look at it here, and it's December 10th? December 11th? I think it's either December 10th or December 11th. I don't know. I have to look at the calendar again. But the fact that we've had more snow over the last couple of weeks than we have had really in the last several years is actually very interesting. It makes me wonder if there's a chance of a more snowier than normal winter this year, regardless of what the National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration's calling, which they're calling for a slightly above normal temperature kind of winter. But it makes you wonder, really. I mean, you know, been seeing on the models there could maybe be potentially that positive P&A setting back up on the West Coast here, maybe by sometime next week. Models have been consistent on that. GFS and European been showing it. So I'd say they're showing some snow chances in the eastern United States, especially here. So, I mean, maybe there's going to be some more snow chances here after we warm up here for probably a couple of days. It'll be interesting. And like I said, this is just like on the back end of the storm that moved in yesterday evening. You know, it was like 65 degrees for a high temperature here yesterday. And, you know, now here we are, it's 32 degrees and, snowing, basically. So, yeah. And, I mean, I hope you guys like when I do these live streams, these random snow live streams. You know, I kind of like to just document them, you know, kind of have a little bit of a documenting factor to it here, even if the stream only lasts about, you know, maybe 10 minutes. I like to document the snows that happen here, just to look back at it when it's all hot and muggy again in the summertime next year. Comes down as rain for you at 32. Man, that has to be very unlucky, bro. I mean, that's crazy that if you're getting rain at 32 degrees, that's got to be freezing rain. I mean, that's got to be freezing rain if it's coming down at 32 degrees. If you're getting snow at 32 degrees, I mean, if you're getting, rain at 32 degrees, it's definitely for sure got to be it's got to be freezing rain for sure. Because if you've got rain, no way, it's just normal, regular, old mill rain. Because usually if you're at 32 degrees, you get snow. So I'd say there's a good possibility that's probably freezing rain. As I said, there's not really that much snow. Maybe just a dusting right now, if anything. Letting these cars go by. But I mean, supposed to get upwards to maybe about an inch or two, maybe. It's possible. We could see about an inch or two. I think regular rain can fall at 32 degrees if the ground hasn't cooled down below freezing. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I mean, it's possible, but I mean, it's just for it to rain at 32 degrees. I mean, that's like some extreme unluck there for sure, because usually if it's 32 degrees, it's snowing. So, which I know you got to have different temperatures at the different heights, for it to be 32 degrees or below the whole way down for it to be snow. But I mean, usually if it's 32 degrees, regardless, it's going to snow because, Yeah, this is probably the most snow that's been on the ground since the snow started falling. It's cooled down a lot. I mean, it was about 34 degrees when it started snowing, and now it's down to 32. So usually when it's 32 degrees, it usually starts to stick on everything. That's pretty much what it's doing right now. According to the forecast, it's supposed to heat up a little bit. Probably get up to about 35, 36 degrees sometime this afternoon once the snow starts to kind of move out. But I'm kind of taking that with a grain of salt. I feel like it's going to stay around freezing all day now. I don't think it's going to be going to get up to about 35, 36 degrees like the weather app shows it's going to. Now, I could be wrong. I mean, it might, but we'll see. But yeah, we probably got about a dusting, I'd say. About a dusting of snow on the ground, give or take. I think I just saw a robin, or a cardinal, I should say. Look at these cars that have all the snow on them. Yeah, for anybody that was up there, because there's a school up there on the top of the hill, the county let out early today because of deteriorating weather conditions. They let out at 11:30 today. So, for deteriorating weather conditions. Now, I'm not in high school anymore. I graduated, but I'm just putting it out there. It's coming down pretty good, though. You're starting to see the trees starting to get that winter wonderland look to it slowly. Give it a little time, and it'll look like that for sure. You can see, I mean, it's definitely a wet snow. I mean, you can definitely tell by it sticking to the power lines and the trees and all that, the way it's doing. So, I'd really love for us to get a big snowstorm right before Christmas. I know the GFS was kind of hinting at something like that before Christmas yesterday evening, but I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I mean, it's probably not even showing it anymore, but I mean, it definitely, I mean, both the European and GFS models are definitely showing that the GFS and European models both are actually showing some good chances of snow in the eastern United States, possibly throughout the rest of December. So it's possible some brief warm ups and then probably some cool downs. So just kind of the usual. No like long term, really cold yet, but I know the positive P&A could be appearing back up next week. That could spell some trouble. That could spell some trouble for anybody that don't like snow in the eastern U.S. Because if you got a positive P&A, usually it means cold weather in the east and warm out west. This is just kind of more of a temporary cool down, not really. I mean, it's kind of just, it's going to be cold tomorrow. Like, I think it's supposed to be like 33 degrees or something tomorrow. And then warm back into the 50s for probably at least several days. So, but I've been seeing some indications maybe towards the end of next week we may see a change back to cooler times, maybe some snow again in the eastern half of the nation. We'll see. Like I said, I would like to see a big snow around here in the eastern U.S. affect me and all that here, getting ready to go towards Christmas. But we'll see. I mean, it'd be good to see a snowstorm right before Christmas. We haven't had any snow on Christmas in a little bit. I mean, had a little bit of a white Christmas a couple years back when the polar vortex came down and brought that cold snap for a couple of days around Christmas. Had about an inch of snow on the ground. Wasn't much, but 2020, I remember we had a big snow. Brought about half a foot, actually. I think we measured about 8 or 9 inches, if you guys remember that. I think I did a live stream on that when that happened. Almost 4 years ago. That's crazy. So I've noticed the flakes are getting bigger again, so that kind of does show that this is definitely kind of a heavy snow for sure. And it was just so all of a sudden, right? I mean, it was raining. It was raining about a quarter till 10. It was like 9:30. It was raining. About 9:30 or 8:30, somewhere around there. I don't know. When I woke up, it was still raining. I know that, but then it just all of a sudden just transitioned over to snow, and it's been snowing ever since. So, but yeah, this is probably the most snow we've seen all afternoon, I'd say, with there just being about a dusting on the ground. But like I said, the forecast showed about an inch, maybe 2, if we're lucky. Just have to wait and see. Maybe the main bulk of the snow looks like it's probably going to move out by 2 o'clock, but I've been seeing some signs that maybe the snow could linger into the early afternoon hours, maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock before it moves out. So maybe we can get a good accumulation of 1 to 2 inches before it's all said and done. It's what the it's what the meteorologists have been saying at the local news stations, saying about 1 to 2 inches. So be interesting to see how that plays out. I'm sure if a lot of the snow was just sticking, from the start to the finish, we probably would have wound up with probably 4 inches of snow, or 3. But obviously, I mean, it's good enough, right? I mean, it's still snow, I mean, at least we're getting snow, at least it's not like what it was a couple winters ago, where we had like maybe 2 little tiny 1-inch snowfalls, and like that was it, and then it was just like warm all winter. I mean, I hate when it's warm all winter. I just want to have a cold winter for once, It'd be nice to have a cold, snowy winter again like we had in the 2000s and the early 2010s. Haven't had that in a while. Haven't had a snowy winter in quite a while, so be nice. There's been no snow in December here, but there was about 2.5 inches on November 30th. Yeah, you kind of had that same snow as we did. We had a couple inches on the ground welcoming in December, I think. Or no, I think it was right before Thanksgiving that happened. We had one right before Thanksgiving, one after Thanksgiving, and we had this one. So I think this is pretty much our third little tiny snow kind of going on here. It'd be nice for us to get a big one. It'd be nice to see that. We'll just see what happens, We got a lot of winter left. Winter hasn't even really started yet. It doesn't start until Well, really, a week and a half from now. So, but yeah, I just wanted to hop on here, guys. Show you guys, document the snow a little bit, you know. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hope you have a great day, morning, noon, evening, whatever time it is for you. And yeah, I'll see you guys maybe the next time it snows. We'll see. All right, see you guys.